Greetings, Jedi Traders. David here of TradingFibs.com to bring you the daily trend for week 40, day 4. It is Thursday, October 6th, 2016. As always, please seek financial advisement when trading with your money, as these videos are for educational purposes only. To support your knowledge in the market, see what's going through my head on any given day. Always make sure you have a solid trading plan and always manage your stop when placing a trade. All right, pretty quiet week. Monday and Wednesday, pretty quiet sessions with zero setups. Tuesday, nice gain on the NQ, and rolling up as we head into Friday with non-farm payrolls. It was kind of a quiet Thursday, but they able to sneak in a couple of trend moves, one major key and two major moves for the day. All right, taking a look at the daily results as we are for the week. 7 setups. Actually, I got to update. I apologize. That's 10 setups for the week. A little bit higher number. We're at 382, so go ahead and fix that. Nothing on the ES or YM. A little bit of econ data as we head again into tomorrow with non-farm payrolls. And there it is. One market, 3 setups, 80 ticks on the NQ. First setup, not able to get anything really going. Second setup, and finally, on all 3 indices, we saw that little nice move up on the 3 indices towards the mid-session. All right, fear and greed index out there. You can see, we'll look at the big picture here today. Still sitting in that kind of that neutral zone, and that's exactly where the markets have been. So it's on the futures at least, just trying to look for a little pocket of trend, and that's where we found the YM. As the market started off, nice move pre-market, and then underneath the Globex low, under the T350, Heikin Ashi Cloud, including the T350, VWAP, all downside, 5 charts in the red, YM leading the 3 indices downside. And all it took was a little bit of pop there after the European markets closed out, and if you got the low, great ride. Once it broke out above the cloud, a little bit of a pullback, and bang, to the upside. And that was a nice move towards that session. All right, so there it was. Actually, what do I have here? Let me see that I have the right. I apologize. This was not YM. Let's go back here for a second. This was gold. Gold continuing its nice drive down. Like, looking at this doesn't look right. Gold with its nice continuing drive down here on breakout of the cloud. We've seen some pretty nice trending moves, and gold actually continuing lower. But I stand by the YM. YM still leading that index downside, as we can see. Price action, just a little bit of color bar change here, but still trend is trend under the VWAP, under the cloud, and Heikin Ashi bars downside, with almost 5 charts in sync finally by the time the move started going down. So YM leading all the indices, followed by the NQ. A little bit choppy, a little bit rough. Really couldn't hold on to a stop unless you just held on to your stop from all the way up above. Yeah, you could have gone to the higher time frame also. Would have eliminated some of this noise, but still carry a long wick on that bar. But you could see for the most part, price action never really breaking above the T350 or the 5144 cloud. Here we had the ES back to the upside as price action broke out. Initial entry there out on Twitterville and getting that news out. Solid body tail up, 2 charts in sync above the 5144. That's what you're looking for there, Jedi Traders. And then a little bit of news there to move all those 3 indices upside. And we really never pulled back that much to finish out the day, but nice little move if you caught that. All right, so there was NQ. We already had the 2 tick setup prior. Price action to the downside here, 1 contract off. Again, just based on the session alone, this is a setup where you could have let multiple contracts run, but decided to go ahead and take 1 contract off. And as soon as price action saw some resistance here at the AD line, decided to just go ahead and bail on the crossover of the T310. And there it was to the upside. There's that 2-tick trade. Again, price action thinking it was going to come down and stop. Never followed through. Again, we got too much of a lift. So, hey, this is what we call a no-loss trade. Got to be ready for some kind of trend. Now, I could have been in and out. That would have been fine. But with 5 charts in the red, I'm going to try and see if that can go any further with momentum. And we got that with a little trade number 2. Trade number 3 there, again, and with the ES and the YM break to the upside and the uptrend. So overall trend on all 3 indices ends up with a drop and pop today. As we can see, the afternoon session pretty much just fizzled out, and by this time was looking for a 2-bar entry and didn't get it, so just let it go. All right, let's take a look at the charts as price action on the AD line. Again, we saw the AD line come down, price action holding up to the 0 and then pulling back. Taking a look at the NISS NQ, we can see price action here, resistance also -10, one of the key lines that we've been watching, and downside here, -75. So horizontal lines across, lines of resistance. If price action can't continue downside, well, price action on the range charts is not going anywhere, so you got to be ready for the turnaround. Also been watching today NISS for the YM and SP, so we'll be looking at that in the weeks ahead. All right, taking a look at the big picture. How do we do fib level wise? Yeah, we hit those targets, both sides on the NQ. YM coming up short upside, but downside, yeah, and ES on both sides. Taking a look at daily gaps, nothing new to talk about. Is price action still holding in this horizontal sideways action? And same thing on the NQ, YM, ES. Crude continuing to make its move to upside. We'll take a look at a chart here now, leaving no open gaps downside. I'm looking at 55.41 as the most recent gap. We've closed out intermediate gaps as price action on the crude has been moving forward in time. But again, we're sitting in some of those more recent highs where price action decided to turn down, so we'll watch in the days ahead. All right, taking a look at the daily big pick. Oh, hang on. There we go. Let's take a look at the crude chart. Let's take a look at the crude chart. There we go. Price action on the crude, again, making this nice move there pre-market. Long signal above the T350, so uptrend today. A little bit of a pullback. Sell signal downside. You might have jumped on this as that would have been a signal. Sell signal downside or a short signal underneath the T350, underneath the cloud, with at least 2 charts in the red. Again, when it comes to the commodities, I'd rather go with all charts in sync, and so would have avoided this setup to the downside. It's the indices where I have the market internals to rely on. There was setup number 1 to the upside, and then eventually breakout above the Globex high towards this session close. All right, all other charts to look at was the GC and the 6E, as we already looked over the indices. Taking a look at the gold here again, I mentioned that gold chart. There it was to the downside and just continued downtrend further, sitting underneath the cloud and all the way down till entering into the cloud. That could have been your exit point as well. So nice second setup of the week on the gold to the downside. All right, see how the euro did. Taking a look at the euro chart here, we can see price action on the euro almost like that NQ with 5 charts in the red. A little bit of disappointing pullbacks here. It almost takes out all the stops. So if you're getting moves like that, it doesn't matter regardless if you go to the higher time frame, you're still going to have to keep your stop far enough away as we continue to make lower highs, and price action finally breaking into the cloud here. Well, actually broke into the cloud here, but never held up above and held below the T350. Again, just observing the setups here. Overnight session just had a small move, but there it was to the downside, almost in conjunction with that news that sent the markets on the 3 indices upside. So overall downtrend. All right, as we head into tomorrow, we can see again this horizontal action volume today just about average, slightly under. NQ's been holding in an uptrend, 50 above 144. Same picture here as price action holding upside in between the 51.44. And on the ES, is price action now still in a downwards trend as the 50 is below the 144, but we are holding above the 144 here, so still a downward pullback. Take the next day or two to really confirm direction, even though the 50 below the 144, it's really going to depend on that non-farm payroll. So we sit in between 50 and 200, so indecision, as you can see, on both the YM and ES. YM a little bit tighter, sitting inside the gap. Taking a look at the daily pick on the CL. Crude continues to move upside, 50 above 200. I got to go with the uptrend on the crude, and the gold coming off hard from 50 to 200 and sitting downside. So I got to go with downside on the gold, and the bonds also rejected here at the 50 as we move down towards, where's that 200? I got to find that 200. Should be upside. I don't know why it's not popping on my charts. All right, I'll get that up there. But anyway, bonds holding downside underneath the cloud. Got to go with the downwards trend. And then to wrap up, our EMD mid-cap 400 right there inside the gap as we just move sideways. Don't know which direction we're going until we get that non-farm payrolls out. 6E as well, sitting right inside after a little downside. So I got to go with the downward momentum. So if you're trading the ETF, that's where I'd stand. And wrapping up the yen, is the yen coming off? Oh yes, finally below the 5,200 and 50 below the 144. Any pullbacks? Look for resistance support right here, back up to the 5144. But I go with the downtrend on both the euro and the yen. All right, as we head into tomorrow, as we just saw, that's right, non-farm payrolls right there in the morning. Employment situation right there. A couple Fed speakers. Boy, that's going to get the day moving. All right, that is a wrap for the daily trend. Feel free to stop by at tradingfibs.com or any of my social media outlets to obtain more information. My trading mantra, one simple strategy: any market, any chart, any time frame will keep you disciplined. You can find me every day on Twitter at TradingFibs, and always I leave the crystal ball to the experts. I only trade what's in front of me and on my charts. And as always, leave your bias at the door when trading. Hey guys, have yourselves a Blue Zone day wherever you may be. Folks in Florida, hang in there. Hopefully you'll get out of this with less damage than prospected for that Hurricane Matthew. Oof. All right, guys, we'll see you tomorrow. Peace out. Good day, good night, and good trading to you.